Pedro, I cannot tell you how many times this emote has caused me pain, but also such a great amount that it's funny. Hi everybody. I got my window open today, by the way, just one of them, not the other one. Because it is a nice day. It is a nice day. Yes, that emote. It is such a nice day. It's windy, it's storming. Um, we're not gonna have any issues. I don't think it's gonna be doing anything else for the rest of the day. It might be windy though. It's not hot outside, which is nice. So I kept my window open, getting some fresh air in, and eating borgie and fries. So in the chat, we got Connor, we got Josh, we got Blue Pedro, and we got Star. What it do, my friends? Hello. I hope you guys are having a wonderful, wonderful day. So today actually is a fun, exciting day that I did some preparing for, but not a whole lot of preparing for. So we're gonna be learning together. Didn't know you don't know Connor? So Connor is this dude, right? I've known him for maybe about 5 years at this point. Sorry, the music is loud. I'm gonna turn it down. I'm gonna turn up my. Why is it so loud? What? Okay, that should be fine. Josh Derogatory, no. Connor's this one dude I met like 5 years ago in some Twitch stream, and yeah, we've been friends ever since. So, you know, today, very exciting stream. I'm super excited. We're gonna be learning together. Hopefully, I'm not gonna be looking at copyrighted material because that is an issue that we can potentially run across today. So we're gonna be very, very careful about the things that we watch to avoid any issues. I'm going to be avoiding Khan Academy and any trademarked companies, essentially. However, Khan Academy, I looked through their TOS and we can watch, but I'm just not willing to argue that on YouTube, so we're probably not going to be watching Khan Academy. So I took the liberty of watching the video and taking notes on it. So we have these notes to talk about on Dream Theory. But I will be reading them to you, so don't worry about it. You don't have to look at these or anything, but, yeah. That happens sometimes, Josh. You know what also happens sometimes? I swear your notes look like a Khan Academy video. They do, that's super funny. What was I gonna say? Josh, yes. But also what I think is also funny about Connor is that, he will be like, yo, I'll be back in like 3 seconds. And the call continues for several hours later, but 3 seconds has definitely passed several times. So, anyways, you might get copyright from my notes, that's funny. They're all in my own words, believe it or not, so. You're fine, Connor. You're fine. But yeah. So, I'm gonna be munching just a tiny bit, and then we're gonna start talking about dreams, because, you know, dinner started and I wanted to be live before 7:30 today. Because, not saying that we have a lot to cover, but this is like a psychology class. But what's gonna help, what's awesome about me streaming this is it's kind of a psychology, it's definitely a psychology topic, which teaching it is going to help me learn it better, so hopefully this helps me as well, you know? So, cool stuff. Okay, Pedro. If you come up with any throughout the stream, because I will be mentioning some common dreams at some point, if you remember them, take note, because we will be talking about dreams at the end. Talking about your dreams specifically at the end. So. Yeah. See, Josh, that's interesting, because you actually probably do. The only thing, we'll talk about it a little bit more in depth, but basically, everybody dreams. They either. Hi, Ethan. Thank you for resubbing with Prime for 18 months. I appreciate it. We missed you at the Vegas call today, but thank you for the resub. 18 whole months. That's like my third person to do that. He is alive. Wow, it's crazy. So what was I saying? So everybody dreams. They just either don't remember, or technically not everybody dreams, because if you're incapable of making it to the REM part of the sleep cycle, then you're incapable of dreaming, because dreams happen in the RID REM cycle of or part of the sleep cycle. Wow. Hi, AMD Rusher. It's been a minute. How are you? Wow, everybody's showing up today. What it do? Okay. That's REM. I know, but it's an acronym, so I'm gonna say REM. I can tell how easily influenced my dreams are based on my interests in my day before. Gotta test this sometime? Well, that's something we'll talk about! Yay! So, Pedro, a little bit of background. REM is part of the sleep cycle. REM stands for rapid eye movement. That's when your eyes just go crazy. They're not like popping out of your head, but they're like moving all over the place. And it happens. And in a Vsauce video that I watched to prepare for this stream, he actually talked about you're able to see people's eyes move through their eyelids, and he would know because he watches people sleep. That's what he said. So I made a joke about Connor checking DMs on TikTok, and Hunter said it out loud, and the man still hasn't done it. We talk about the fact that I predicted the future. It could have, or you could have made steps in your life to make it happen. That's why we call future aspirations dreams. Or not, I'm not a dream professional. So, okay, alright, go for it. While I eat, you can go ahead and tell your stories. You guys can share your dreams if you want to while I eat, because I don't want to be trying to talk a whole bunch if I'm going to be eating. It's very warm in here, despite the window being open. Thinking about turning on my fan, but I don't want to get my food cold. I got a text from Noah. What did he say? Oh. And Noah's just checking my weather. Very cool. Appreciate it, Noah. Okay. It's in the ash. Oh. Cool. That's interesting, yeah. How did my brain know? It's just you were just thinking about it. I don't know. Notice that in all of my dreams, where I'm in a familiar building, the architecture of the dream building is always different. That's interesting. I don't notice too many patterns in my dreams, but I do have the very common dreams of being chased by somebody. Which is very cool, right? I have this dream that I remember so clearly that it very well could be a recurring dream and I'm just being reminded of it every so often, but the SpongeBob dream, I've talked about it a couple times on stream, but where SpongeBob's my dad and I want water and he doesn't want me to get water, so then, he goes downstairs, I try to get water. And I remember it so clearly, like I remember exactly where my bed was placed, and it's crazy. But I haven't had that dream since, thank God. Oh my God, that would be the worst recurring dream. Unless it recurs and I just don't notice, but... Also, we got the music playing. If anyone's confused and wasn't around on stream like 2 or 3 days ago, it's allowed, just not on the VOD. 4 dreams I remember pretty clearly: being chased by the police and shot to- wow. Being in a World War trench and also fatally shot, and 2 dates. That's interesting, Zach, too. You guys got interesting dreams, and there's an explanation for that. Okay. VOD watchers punching the air because they can't hear the music and everyone's just silent. That's good. I'm glad you enjoy sleeping. Sleeping is good. And healthy if you do it the right amount. Sim slept for what, like 12 hours last night, so. Oops, my camera is open. Okay. I'm content with how much I've eaten. I will be continuing to eat throughout, but whatever. You stayed sleeping because I always had nightmares? Hey, that's common. It's common to have scary dreams. In a way, is that burger undercooked? No, I don't think so. Either way, it's good, so I don't really care. So we got our handy dandy notebook here, even though it's not a notebook. It's very nice. My mom gave it to me. Okay, I have to turn the music down because it's gonna distract me. No, I don't think so. Could be the camera, yes. My camera does make some colors brighter, some colors duller, such as this wall is much brighter than the camera shows it to be, but also I pop out the reds a little bit more, so. Is that the color of my tongue? I don't know. Pop cooked me eggs today. Nice. Hope you enjoyed. Okay, so dream theory, my friends. Dream theory. There are so many dream theories in this world, and you could probably look through all of them to pick which one you agree with the most, but some of them have scientific evidence, some of them have very little scientific evidence, some of them are just simply theories. So one of the most common theories is Freud's dream theory is what it's called, or theory of dreams. I don't remember which one it's called. But it's the very basic one, and probably the one that most people will agree with, but they don't really bother looking into dreams. Dream theory. So what Freud's theory of dreams states is that, well, I don't have the exact words, of course, but basically he's trying to say that dreams represent the unconscious. And so some I forgot my window's open. People can hear me talking. I don't know if you guys have heard about the iceberg analogy. Is that what it's called? I will go get you an image real fast. Iceberg analogy. Basically, it is an iceberg that represents. It's not a meme. No. I'll put Freud. But basically it represents the conscious, pre-conscious, also known as subconscious, and unconscious. And let me go get this one. This is a good image for this. So we'll go full screen because I don't want to bother doing anything there. So I'll move Chatterino over here for just a second and move my face. And we'll also zoom in so that you guys know. Oh, that's not the right source. Is this the right source? Yeah, it is. Okay. Cotton is cast away. Oh. So, this is Freud's view of the human mind, and a good way to talk about dream theory and such. There is no meme. Take off your clothes. Okay. So the conscious level is the thoughts, our thoughts and perceptions. The pre-conscious, which some refer to as the subconscious, will be memories and stored knowledge. And the unconscious level is all of these things. There's fears, selfish needs, and moral urges. And all of the above that you can read if you are capable of seeing it. So, about that, Freud believes that your dreams... No, Hunter? What? I'm not capable of reading? Oh, okay. Derogatory. What's with you guys in derogatory today? Freud splits up dreams into two little sections, two steps, essentially. So the first is what actually happens. This is considered manifest content. So these are the actual contents of the dream, what literally is happening. So for example, you're being chased by your mother with a knife, right? That is the manifest content, okay? The second step is what is the hidden meaning, right? So manifest contents happens in the what is it called? Oh my god, I had it written down, I think. Brainstem? Brainstem, yes, brainstem. And the hidden meaning is processed through the frontal part of your brain, which is also known as latent. God, why did I say latent? I knew I was gonna pronounce it Latin. I knew I was. It's latent content. And I feel like I'm in class. My ADHD is doing the thing. I'll be the ADHD because I'm kind of going all over the place too. Peppo G. Yeah. So Freud basically says that the frontal part of your brain is trying to make sense of the things that happen in your brainstem, which is the unconscious part of your mind, which, if we're remembering the unconscious part of your brain, frontal cortex, yes. And so the Latin content is the unconscious, or no, sorry, it's the front of your brain trying to process the unconscious, which is the fears, selfish needs, immoral urges, all that stuff, right? And this part, I'm gonna refer to this, my forehead, as the frontal cortex, right? It's just trying to make sense of it. And that gets into activation synthesis hypothesis, which is another type of dream theory, but it's, a hypothesis. Basically saying, but this one says that there are no meanings to dreams and that they just happen. Excuse me. Does this also mean sleep theory? I don't know anything about sleep theory, but if there is a sleep theory, I don't know about it. You can ask me though, and I can try to answer. But again, I'm not in no way a scientist or a registered psychologist. I am a student, so that is. I should have mentioned that before I started my stream, but you guys know that. Anybody watching knows that. So activation synthesis. Okay, hold on. My brain knew that I was excited for something at 12 p.m. and I woke up at 7 in the morning because my brain got excited and wanted to say hi. I've been wanted. Yeah. That happens. I mean, did you look at a clock? Or you probably just sensed the sun? I don't know much about that, to be completely honest. It happens to me all the time, as well. So you're not alone, I can tell you that. But also I sleep through important things sometimes, so I don't know. It goes two ways. But activation synthesis hypothesis, the activation part is completely random. This is the brainstem thing again. It is the it's the unconscious. And the synthesis part of it is trying to make sense of the dream. Right here. Into front. And this is trying to interpret the thing. So I'm trying to think of the best way for me to explain this. So the brainstem back here is the unconscious. And an experiment that was done, I forget who did it, but there was an experiment where a psychologist got several people to play Tetris for a couple hours in a day, and then they went to sleep. The next day, they asked them about their dreams, and most of them said that they dreamt of Tetris or something very similar to Tetris. So in a way, like organizing things so that they would fit and try to come up with a solution, right? And so essentially the way that that's broken down into brain terms is the unconscious was thinking or was organizing what had happened that prior day, so Tetris, and the frontal cortex, I don't know why I'm having such a hard time remembering that, says, whoa, what are you doing? I don't understand what you're doing. I'm not recognizing this. Let's visualize it. And that's why sometimes it doesn't completely understand what your unconscious is thinking. So it tries to visualize it, make it conscious. And that's how dreams can be kind of crazy and wacky and stuff. And I wrote that down, but I just didn't look at my notes. So yeah. You said song. Oh, that's good. That actually saying song is actually useful now. That's crazy. Okay. Then there's also information processing theory, which I really can barely read my notes on because it's in dark blue and the background is black. So it's a little bit blurry, but essentially there's this thing called day residue, which is what I was mentioning earlier about the Tetris thing, where the stuff that happened in the day before is being in the brain, and you're trying to organize it, understand it, kind of come up with solutions to the problem that you were trying to solve. That's why sometimes when you watch a movie, you don't always dream about the movie that you're watching, because the problem is usually solved within the movie. However, when you're watching a series, it's kind of it's more likely for you to dream about it. Because you're trying to come up with a solution to it, because we're naturally problem solvers and we're trying to solve those problems. Usually, not usually. My bad. I think Ludwig in the Yard podcast said something weird, like when Josh spelled essentially. Yeah. Anyways, and then there's this other theory within the information processing theory that says that sometimes dreams can simulate potential future experiences that you have. For example, sometimes you dream of your teeth falling out, let's say, for example. That is totally possible for you for it to happen. And not all of them are possible, but some minor part of them might be. So if your teeth fall out in a dream, you're probably just imagining and preparing for it. And what dreams do is simulate it for you so that you can think about potential solutions for it if it does come down to that. Which is why some people can claim that they can dream of being sick and then the next day that they're sick, right? So, interesting stuff for that. And that's, again, the information processing theory. So all of them have something in common, but some of them are a little bit more technical and scientific than others. So Freud's is not very scientific. According to most scientists or psychologists, they don't really think that Freud was on the right path. That's why people think Freud was kind of crazy. So, yeah. Why do I wake up from feeling like falling all the time? I don't know. We can look it up. But also, another thing is, okay, dream specialist. Get my notebook and write down your dreams and stuff. So another thing that I learned while watching some videos, and we're gonna watch a couple videos too. She said she used to dream about a lot of angry bulls and cows when she was young. Okay. That's interesting. Does that, well, another thing that I was going to mention was that websites, I was talking to my mom about it actually a couple minutes ago, about how websites that claim to know the true meaning of your dreams, right? So let's say you look up dreaming about snakes. Everybody has a different symbolic meaning for things. So usually most people will say that snakes are liars, right? But others might see them as sneaky people, right? So it's really hard to use websites that are like, yeah, if you see a snake in your dream, then you have somebody in your life that's a liar, and you know that they're lying. But that's not always true in everybody's cases. So that's why it's kind of difficult to trust websites that talk about stuff like that, because everybody has a different meaning for everything. So that's why if you're going to talk about dreams, you should probably talk about it with somebody who you can further explain your life to and previous experiences, if that makes sense. So I'm not gonna go to some random dude and be like, hey, I dreamt about this, what does it mean? I'd rather go to my therapist and say, hey, this is what happened yesterday, and then I dreamed about this. And then they can ask you more questions about it, but rather than getting a straightforward, oh yeah, you're dreaming about a liar in your life. Did Freud speculate about what causes homosexuality? Yes, he did. You can look into that, of course. I'm pretty sure he did, actually. Thank you for the follow. Welcome. I had a lot of nightmares where I was a lot of my house being ripped apart and you losing loved ones. Okay, well, that in the information processing theory, it explains that maybe you are just trying to prepare for if it does happen, and you're thinking about it, or at least you are thinking about it, whether you control that thought or not. You are thinking about it, a little bit of existential dread, if you want to call it that, trying to process it and trying to prepare you for it. It's possible. Is it not possible? But also some of them are a little wacky. But yeah, thinking about loved ones and stuff, it's gonna happen at some point. Maybe not as violent as you dream it to, but, I'll be right back. I'm turning on my fan. It's also not windy out anymore, so I'm closing the window to the wall. Don't think a mega quake is gonna happen in Washington, right? Geologist punching the air, yeah. It could. I mean, also it could if you end up moving. It's possible. It's possible that you have an earthquake or a sinkhole or something. Let's say you go to Florida or something. You know, they have sinkholes there all the time. So, true star. To Pedro about that, I really don't know. I haven't looked into it, and that's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna look into things like that. Be able to further understand things that we might have questions on. But in my personal opinion, I disagree with that. But also I haven't done enough research. And the reason, so my theory is that you can picture, like you can try to imagine what somebody's face looks like. You can also dream of just a void of a face or a void of a body, but you know who you're dreaming about. You just can't see them, if that makes sense. Because I've had dreams of internet friends I've never seen before, and I couldn't tell you what they looked like. And thinking back, I don't know if I dreamed of physically seeing their face or their body, or if I saw some kind of void there and just in my head filled in the blank of that being that person, right? Sim, for example, never seen his face, right? But I've had dreams with Sim in them, right? I don't know if I dream of his face. I don't know if I dream of just a void. I couldn't tell you. And next time I do, I would have to let you know. But I think it's definitely possible to dream of people you've never seen before. Yeah. Maybe my dream self is what I'd be. If so, miss out. Maybe. Dreamed a fake Sim face just like last week or so. There you go. Oh my god, wait, Corey, you're right. Oh, I didn't even realize. Oh, that's rough. I need to put this somewhere. No, I'm gonna try eating more. Hold on. Okay, 1 second. Replacement color number 2. It's a lighter star. Your girl's got some hiccups, my friends. It's darker. It's a different shade, I guess. On my Chatterino, it looks lighter. Okay, so, in my research, let me go do this real fast. Also, hi, Corey. I don't know if I ever said hello or not. I have to zoom out. I forgot I zoomed in. 1 moment. Okay. I don't know what's happening in chat, but yes. Do this. Oh my god. Okay. So, something that I looked up before I streamed was, is it possible to sleep without dreaming? Because, you know, I knew somebody was gonna come in and be like, yo, Hunter, I don't dream. Why is that? So, let's read about it, right? So, the most important part of this article is the highlighted one, mostly, because that's what Google said was the answer when I searched it. But I did click on the article and we see that, we forget dreams a lot. It's very, very, very common. Also, we don't remember, like, I think it was 95% of our dreams, even in the first 10 minutes after having that dream. So, You have that going for you, those of you who... Oh, wait, I don't have chat. I do have chat. Okay. I was like, I don't have a chat source on this scene, but it's you guys. It's Chatterino. You guys are right there. But here are a bunch of reasons for not having dreams. And people, you see, people with anxiety are more likely to have scary dreams. That's why a lot of us have nightmares a lot more often than we would like to, right? And like I mentioned earlier, if you're incapable of getting to REM sleep, you're incapable of dreaming. So sometimes it's difficult to dream. It's also why I forget them really fast. There you go. And they have tips. Do you guys want to learn how to remember your dreams? Let's see. If we're going to sleep, tell yourself what you want to dream, or that you want to dream, and remember those dreams. Place a notebook and pen next to the bed every time you wake up, no matter what time. Write down anything you can remember. Set an alarm to wake up a bit earlier when you're more likely to recall a dream. Interesting. The only dream I can remember from 8 years ago and was just followed... Wolf living... wait. Being bored. Wait, okay. I'm having a hard time reading that. Hold on. Only dream I can remember from 8 years ago, I think, was I just followed a lone wolf living its life, being born and dying before I woke up in a cold sweat and crying. Oh, you're asking? I don't know. You gotta think about it before you go to bed tonight. Tell yourself you want to dream and see what happens. And you really gotta believe that you're capable of dreaming. You can't just be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna dream, because you got those unconscious thoughts being like, no, you don't. You don't actually want to dream. Remember a dream from when I was 3? How do you know you were 3, dude? God, I don't know when I had the SpongeBob dream, but I know I was young. Dreaming is lame. I like my time skip. Okay, all right. And yep, getting quality sleep can also help you dream and remember your dreams. That makes sense. Lack of dream, a symptom of an underlying condition. If you can't remember dreaming but you're sleeping well, there's probably nothing to worry about. Hey, there you go. You guys are fine. Maybe. Sometimes. But it also could mean that you have sleep apnea or insomnia. I have a reason? Okay. Earliest memory from when I was 5. How can you remember stuff from... Exactly. Yeah. Nope. I don't have any memories from before kindergarten. Somehow. You don't have to share if you don't want to, by the way. Just letting you know. You're totally fine. Yeah. The internet and many other sources say that it's just you're not remembering it. So, but I'm glad most of you guys do dream. Now this is a crash course video that we can watch if you guys are interested. We have a lot of videos on dreams by Crash Course, so we can learn about that. It's about a 10-minute video if anyone's interested. I'm pretty sure I am capable of watching Crash Course videos on my stream, but to preface it, just in case I do get in trouble, this video is by Crash Course. I will be providing the link to the video in my chat so that everybody has access to it if they so choose to watch the video, and that way I am properly crediting the source. I don't know what else. Oh, I'm also not affiliated nor sponsored by Crash Course. Thank you. Okay. It's true because I read it on the internet. Yeah, well, sometimes. Remember when I was 2 and punctured both my eyes? I remember you telling us about that. Are we interested in watching this video, or would you guys want to watch it on your own time? Also, I haven't seen it, so I won't be able to talk about anything from it if we don't watch it, but... I would love a Crash Course sponsor. I don't think that's ever going to happen, but if in the off chance that it does, that would be very cool. Alright, we're gonna watch it because nobody said no.
Having trouble with sleep. Though not with the actual sleeping part. One
That's
night,
too
while staying
loud.
in a hotel,
Sorry,
he dreamed
boys.
that a guided missile was on its way to his bed, and in his dream, he jumped out of the window to escape.
I'm gonna keep
Unfortunately,
just
he
turning
also
it down.
not in his dream from the second floor, and the window was not open.
Fucking into school because serials separated from 4. Okay.
And a trip to a sleep
Oh!
therapist. Mike now sleeps in Ziploc
Interesting,
bubble
Star.
bags for his own safety.
Can hardly hear it? Whoa.
Break time when your brain or your body just goes dormant. Far from it. In truth, sleep is just another state of consciousness. And only in the past few decades...
That was something I actually forgot to mention because Pedro said something and I forgot what I was going to say. But sometimes your body, well, it depends. Some people have a condition where they move in their sleep. Others do it sometimes, others do it not at all. So your body sometimes when you go into REM sleep or REM, whatever, your body and your muscles just kind of stop. And that's why sometimes when you wake up, you just can't move. But you know, eventually your feelings come back once you regain consciousness and you're capable of, you know, all that stuff. But sometimes when you are sleeping, your body will just go limp, essentially, and that's why it's a lot easier for us to have flying and falling and fighting dreams and stuff. So, is it moving in your dream or moving while you sleep? Well, both. Oh, no, moving while you sleep. It's moving while you dream, but not actually in your dream. So you can be going on a run in your dream, but in person, you are not actually moving, right? But I hook up a camera in my room. I mean, you could. People do it all the time. Not, you know, not a whole lot, actually, but, you know, it's like a once in a lifetime thing. People don't really do it too often, multiple times. Is that the one guy from Indianapolis? I don't know anything about him, but yes. I don't know. Last time I was asleep, I wrote an entire essay. Yeah? Okay.
Decades have we begun to really plummet to depths. From why we sleep in the first place, to what goes on in our brains when we do, to what happens when we can't sleep. And there is a lot that science has to say.
There is a lot.
Talk about weird, it's like Sigmund Freud meets Neil Gaiman. So even though it may seem like you're dead to the world when you sleep, your perceptual window remains slightly open. Kind of like Mike Birbiglia's hotel.
Is that Hanker John?
Wild ride. But for your safety and enjoyment, I'm here to guide you through this
John?
where you'll learn more than a few things about the human mind, including your own. And here's hoping you won't need any stitches when we're through.
Hank? It is Hank, you're right. My bad. It is Hank.
Technically speaking, sleep is a periodic, natural, reversible, and near total loss of consciousness, meaning it's different than hibernation.
Near total loss, by the way.
Oblivion. Although we spend about a third of our lives sleeping, and we know that it's essential to our health and survival, there still isn't a scientific consensus for why we do it. Part of it probably has to do with simple recuperation, allowing our neurons and other cells to rest and repair themselves. Sleep also supports growth, because that's when our pituitary glands release growth hormones, which is why babies sleep all the time.
Yay! Yes, Josh, you're correct.
Like improving memory, giving our brains time to process the events of the day, and boosting our creativity. But even if we're not quite sure all of the reasons why we sleep, technology has given us great insight into how we sleep, and for that, we can thank little Armand Asserinsky.
That's funny.
One night in early 1950s Chicago, 8-year-old Armand was tucked into his bed by his father. But this night, instead of getting a kiss on the forehead, little Armand got some electrodes taped to his face.
We love electrodes!
Eugene Asserinsky, a grad student looking to test out a new electroencephalograph, or EEG machine, that measures the brain's
Oh, that
electrical
sounds
activity.
scary.
That night, as his son slept peacefully, he watched the machine go bonkers with brainwave patterns, and after making sure that the machine wasn't somehow broken, discovered that the brain doesn't just power down during sleep, as most scientists thought. Instead, he had discovered the sleep stage we now call REM, or rapid eye movement, a perplexing period when the sleeping brain is buzzing with activity, even though the body is in a deep slumber. Asserinsky and his colleague Nathaniel Kleitman went on to become pioneers of sleep research. Since then, sleep specialists armed with similar technology have shown that we experience 4 distinct stages of sleep, each defined by unique brainwave patterns. Say you're just going to bed. All day, your endocrine system has been releasing awake hormones like cortisol. But with night
Awake
comes the release of
hormones.
sleepy melatonin hormones from your pineal gland. Your brain is relaxed but still awake, a level of activity that EEGs measure as alpha waves. You're feeling sleepy, your
Girl
breath slows,
punk you.
and suddenly
Yay.
you're asleep. This exact moment is clearly evident on an EEG reading as those alpha waves immediately transition to the irregular stage 1, NREM1 waves. It's in this first stage of sleep that you might experience hypnagogic sensation, those brief moments when you feel like you're falling and your body jerks, startling you. As you relax more deeply, you move into
There's one part.
stage sleep, as your brain starts exhibiting bursts of rapid brainwave
I don't know if
activity
Zag is
and
here,
sleep
but
cycles. You're now definitely asleep, but you could still be easily awakened. NREM3 comes along with slow rolling delta waves. We now know that you can have brief and fragmentary dreams in the first 3 stages of sleep, but eventually you'll get to the most important stage, full REM sleep. That
yeah.
sugar plum slumber that makes eyeballs go nuts, grants vivid visual dreams, and provides the namesake for certain famous rock bands. REM sleep is kind of paradoxical.
There you go.
Your motor cortex is jumping all over the place, but your brainstem is blocking those messages, leaving your muscles so relaxed that you're basically paralyzed, except for your eyes. That whole sleep cycle repeats itself every 90 minutes or so, transitioning back and forth between the stages.
Every 90 minutes, Peppo G, my friends.
And lack of sleep is terrible for your health, mental ability,
Okay,
and mood.
Pedro, good luck.
In fact, it's a predictor for depression and has been linked to things like weight gain as your hunger-arousing and suppressing hormones get out of whack. Sleep deprivation
Out of
also
whack.
causes immune system suppression and slowed reaction time.
We don't want to be sleep deprived, friends.
Of course, a bad night's sleep here and there is part of life, but there are a host of bona fide sleep disorders out there that can make your life pretty terrible, or in Mike Birbiglia's case, land you in the emergency room. We've got insomnia,
Why
which
was he
is persistent
falling?
problems falling or staying asleep, and kind of its opposite, narcolepsy, whose sufferers sometimes experience brief, uncontrollable attacks of overwhelming sleepiness called sleep attacks.
I'd be
This,
terrified.
as you can imagine, can get in the way of all sorts of things that you might enjoy doing, like driving, eating, pole vaulting. Narcolepsy may have
Pole
some causes,
vaulting.
including a deficiency in the neurotransmitter hypocretin, which helps keep you awake. But in more rare cases, brain trauma, infection, and disease may contribute to it as well. So that's pretty rare, but you
Thank you,
probably
Hank.
know someone with sleep apnea, the disorder that causes sleepers
I
to
do.
temporarily stop breathing until their decreased oxygen levels wake them up. Birbiglia, meanwhile, turned out to have a REM sleep behavior disorder, which we don't fully understand yet, but appears to be associated with a dopamine deficiency. Then we've got
Ooh.
night terrors, which are as terrible as they sound, spurring increased heart and breathing rates,
No,
screaming
thank
and
you.
thrashing that's seldom remembered upon waking. Night terrors are most common in children under 7 and may be spurred by stress, fatigue, sleep deprivation, and sleeping in unfamiliar surroundings. Much like sleepwalking and sleep talking, night terrors occur during the NREM3 stage of sleep.
You know what scares me and what makes me really sad is that they are younger than 7, and what is going through a child's mind that is just so terrifying to them. And I guess they can't really process too many things at the age of 7 or younger. So they're just having a hard time understanding what they're experiencing, and then it just is like evil. Oh, that sucks. That feels so bad.
Are not the same as nightmares, which occur, like most dreaming, during REM sleep. But oh, in REM sleep, what dreams may come. There you are,
A lot.
naked as your teeth fall out, being chased down the beach.
There's the
by a
teeth falling out.
Batman centaur. You wake up, feeling around your mouth, thinking,
You say you're very conscious at 7. Were you aware of your existence at the age of 7, Star? Like, were you aware that you can process your own thoughts? And did you have the thought that I can process my own thoughts? I can really think of anything. You did. You did? That's interesting. Hold on. Let's just look this up real fast. I took a course in child development, so let's just give me a moment to think of what I need to search on Google to verify this. What dreams may come? Oh, it was! It's gonna get copyrighted by Shakespeare. Shakespeare's gonna send a takedown request. I'm scared to post this VOD on YouTube just because I'm afraid of Hank Green. I mean, I think he's a cool dude, but I'm a little scared. Stages of... No, stages of consciousness in children. From the whole to be or not to be whole thing. Gotcha. I think I also had conscious at that age. Really? You were having here's the thing. You were having thoughts and you are aware and you can recall having thoughts at the age of 7 that you can control your own brain and you can think of, you know, I am a person in this world. Every action I have has a consequence, and that my entire brain is controlled by me. I can control everything in there. That is weird. Hold on. Not at that level. Exactly. You saying not at that level is exactly what I was looking for, because it's very, very uncommon for children in the developmental process to be able to think of their own being, essentially. So that happens later on in pre-puberty, but it does not happen at the age of 7 often. I don't know what to search. Still don't have that. When I was 7, I thought my brain belonged to my mother and she controlled my actions. I'm still there too. Gotcha. Okay. I had my first crush in the 6th grade. I had my first one in kindergarten. When? Pre-puberty. So right before. Or right as you're starting. Development of conscious control in childhood. This is what I want, I think. Boy tried to kiss me in kindergarten. I slapped him. Good job. Over death at 7 because I overthought too much about life and how long it lasts. Okay. Interesting. God, I can't find the article. Name was Ben. That's rough. I'm not gonna screen share exactly what I'm looking at, just because due to the topic of the conversation, it does discuss puberty, so I'm a little bit afraid of I mean, it is educational, so that's whatever, but also I don't know if this is copyrighted material or not, so I shouldn't be screen sharing it. It's definitely possible, as rare as it can be, to an extent. That's the important part. I'm not worrying about you, Zach. No, I'm worrying about my stream content. No. All my friends don't want me to be with you. Development. I guess we could look up developmental stages of children, but brain-wise? Well, I guess it doesn't matter. Stages of psychological development, that's what we wanted. Psychological development stages of children. I think the first time I legitimately was in 7th grade or the start of this year. Yeah, Pedro? Yeah, I agree, actually. Same, but 4th grade. Alright. Beginning of the end. Tonight, the foxes hunt the hounds. I'm gonna turn this song up a little bit while we search, while I look, and you guys just hang out and vibe. But the wild, we are like young volcanoes. We are wild, Americana, exotic. Do you wanna feel a little beautiful? Identity versus role confusion. Where is it? It's not here. Oh, versus confusion. So it didn't say role. This hurts. My eye hurts. Hold on. Why is it doing that? Why do you envy your cat star? 7th grade now, I'm thinking about it. Also early 2021, but first was the 7th. Mine was probably 6th grade and continued probably, no, definitely not. 3rd grade was when I started, you know, like every year it was different. Except for one constant. We raid him sometimes. He was my elementary school constant. Americana, exotic, do you wanna feel a little beautiful? This is not what I was looking for. Why does this hair look like it looks like it's disconnected from my head every time I look at that? Because it's just hair, right? It's this piece of hair. It's connected to my head. It's just the whoa, goes over here. Looks like it's not connected, and it the mic shadow is funny. The mic is right here, so I don't know what shadow you're looking at. Mic on your headset. Oh, there's our shadow? Oh, I don't have it plugged in because I plugged in my controller too. Play Mario Party, which never even worked. That might be the hair. It probably is. This is hair. This is also hair. And this is hair. It's hard to look at my camera because it's inverted. That's something Noah complained about when he was over. You guys aren't gonna like this song, I don't think. I like it though. Try again later if you want a Mario Party. Yeah, if we can figure it out. Okay. Our ego identity constantly changes to. I love this song. Is that my bestie in a Tessie? Okay, so we're going into a developmental psychology here for a second. So in psychosocial stages throughout ages, right? So birth to 18 months is trust versus mistrust, right? Usually has to do with the parents and food and toys and stuff like that. Early childhood is ages 2 to 3 years. We learn about autonomy versus shame and doubt. That's self-explanatory. We got preschool, which is ages 3 to 5, which is initiative versus guilt. School age 6 to 11 years is industry versus inferiority, which we can go look at in just a second. Adolescence is 12 to 18 years, which is identity versus role confusion. That's more so, you know, going through middle school and high school and trying to find where you belong, essentially, and learn more. You learn a lot about yourself in those years, being alone, being with friends, how you function with those, giving yourself roles, essentially. That my best friend, she a real 6-year-olds deal with inferiority. We can, yeah, we'll go look at that one in a minute. And then after that we got young adulthood, which is 19 to 40. That's where I'm at. We're learning about intimacy versus isolation. Middle adulthood, ages 40 to 65, which is probably most of your parents, going through generativity versus stagnation. And maturity, which is ages 65 to death, which is ego, integrity versus despair. So lots of stuff to learn. But let's talk about industry versus inferiority, which is ages 6 to 11, I believe is what I said. I don't know what's happening in the chat. Hold on. Okay. Takes place during the early school years from ages 5 to 11, my bad. Through social interactions, children begin to develop a sense of pride in their accomplishments and abilities. Children need to cope with new social and academic demands. Success leads to a sense of competence, while failure results in feelings of inferiority. Hence, industry versus inferiority. Having something to do and succeeding versus having something to do and failing. they're pitying you? Yeah. I assume that's what you were trying to say. um so what's really important from ages to 5 to 11 is supporting the child and encouraging them and giving them that feeling of success. Essentially, competency is important. Pair of twins. Oh God. I'm gonna turn this music down, by the way, since I'm talking now. I ain't never given up. I ain't never ever given up my pride. Basically making sure we send messages to our earliest crushes in chat, just in case they ever read this, which is likely to not happen. Yeah, well, I mean, if they know your screen names, then there you go. There you have it. I remember a whole lot of dreams, but most of the memorable recent ones are kind of not for stream, so I'll save them for a later time. Sounds good. You guys are never ever forced to share any dreams or experiences if you are not comfortable. Cause I got this feeling. I highly doubt it, Corey. Unless this VOD doesn't get copyrighted, which it probably will. This will be a rare stream, I think, mostly because I just showed Crash Course, which we're not even done watching, but are we? Wait, we finished watching. No, we didn't. We still have 4 minutes left. Gotcha, Corey. And then so the one that starts in your teen years essentially is identity versus confusion, which is what I explained a little bit. But you're developing a sense of personal identity, which will influence your behavior and development for the rest of your life. So these are some very important years, and unfortunately, most people's hardest years, I would say. You at this stage, you develop a sense of self and personal identity, and you get success and failure. Once again, success leading to an ability to stay true to yourself, while failure leads to role confusion and a weak sense of self. That's why some people come out of high school still not knowing who they really are. During adolescence, children explore their independence and develop a sense of self. Those who receive proper encouragement and reinforcement through personal exploration will emerge from this stage with a strong sense of self and feelings of independence and control. Role confusers, yeah. Let me go find something real fast. Oh, right. Erikson is the person who kind of developed this whole stage presence, not theory, but explanation. And so he believed each stage of psychosocial development was important, but there was a particular emphasis on the development of the ego identity, which is the conscious self or sense of self we develop through social interaction. And it becomes a central focus during the identity versus confusion stage of psychosocial development, which is why, like I mentioned, adolescence, which is not always, it's basically when most people start puberty. So that's when ego is very, very important, and that's why I was mentioning that that's about when people develop their more so sense of self and understanding and awareness of them being their own self that can control a lot of things and have those deeper thoughts. So that's why I was saying what I was saying. Now, let's go back to the dream theory, right? Also, to cite my sources if you guys are interested in these, enjoy that link for all of that. I'm sorry, Josh. Dream theory, we're coming back, don't worry. Thinking about the fact that he cheated, good one. I'm gonna take you to higher ground. See if you don't want. See if you don't want.
What? Welcome
What?
to your dreams, those vivid emotional images racing through your sleeping brain, often providing a backdrop so bizarre that it may seem like David Lynch, Terry Gilliam, and Tim Burton are trying to out-weird each other at a film festival.
You did. You're right, Star.
Long film festival, considering the average person spends about 6 years of their lives dreaming. So yeah, sometimes you have really crazy dreams, but mostly your average dream just sort of unpacks and reshuffles what you did that day. For example, last night I dreamt about Tumblr. I spent a lot of time on Tumblr yesterday. If you
There
play
you
Tetris
go.
all afternoon, you might dream of
There's the Tetris reference! I didn't watch this video, but there was the experiment that I believe he is referencing there. If not, it's just a very lucky reference he made, but...
might provide you with a nightmare to help extinguish your daytime fears. Thanks, brain. Then again, you might be unable to stop dreaming about the trauma, which we'll look at in the future when we discuss post-traumatic stress disorder. Our two-track minds, of course, allow us to register more stimuli than we outwardly acknowledge during the day, and in that way, the sounds of car alarms or stinky dog farts that you might not even have noticed get incorporated in your dream too. And that's all interesting and weird, and sometimes a little gross, but what's the real purpose of dreaming?
There is
Why
none.
do we do this? Well,
But there is.
as you might have guessed,
Kind
there's
of.
more than one idea out there. The study of dreams is a mix of neuroscience and psychology known as
I
onirology.
onirology. I'm gonna forget how to say that.
If you're a Neil Gaiman fan, you might recognize it as one of the Sandman's many names, the one that comes with a toga and Orpheus's head. But Sandman aside, if you want to talk about dreams, you might want to start with our old friend Freud. In his
Freud!
1900 book, The Interpretation of Dreams, Freud proposed that our dreams offer us wish fulfillment. He thought our dreams' manifest content, the stuff you remember in the morning, was a sort of censored and symbolic version of whatever inner conflict was really going on in that dream's unconscious. or
Unconscious.
content. Not surprisingly, the wish fulfillment theory lacks scientific chops and has, for the most part, fallen out of favor because really, you can interpret a dream any way you want. Like sometimes a cigar is just a cigar. Luckily, we have some other
Okay.
theories to consider.
Sorry,
The
she was
information
barking.
processing theory proposes that our dreams help us sort out and process the day's events and fix them into
I
our
mentioned
memories.
that.
This may be particularly important when it comes to learning and remembering new information, and some studies show that people recall new tasks better after a good REM sleep full of dreams. But if brainwave readings show us anything, it's that there is
That's
a lot
that's also a reason why a lot of teachers and websites recommend that if you are going to be studying for a test, you should do it the night before and not not save it for the morning before. I mean, you could do both, but the night before is going to be a lot more effective because your brain will be able to process the things that had happened, and your brain doesn't get that chance to do it the morning before, if that makes sense. So,
going on in your brain when you dream. And the physiological function theory suggests that dreaming may promote neural development and preserve neural pathways by providing the brain with stimulation. When our brains are stimulated,
Stimulation.
they expand their connections more. So babies, for example, spend much of their sleep time dreaming, perhaps in part to help their brain circuitry develop more quickly. This is similar to the idea that dreams are part of our cognitive
my God.
development. By this model, dreams draw on our knowledge and understanding of the world, mimicking reality and engaging those same brain networks that light up when we daydream. And finally, there are theories that focus on the way REM sleep triggers neural activity and the idea that dreams are just sort of
accidents.
The brain's attempt to weave a story out of a bunch of random
I forget
sights,
which one
emotions,
that
and
is.
memories.
That's activation
Now,
synthesis
Greenland, I
hypothesis.
might actually marry that Matt Damon centaur and give birth to a baby with banana fingers and a raccoon tail. For now, scientists continue to debate the function of dreams, but one thing we know for sure is that REM sleep is vital both biologically and psychologically. But hey, you think your dreams are not far? Next week, we're looking at other altered states of
No, Pedro, no. Someone just yelled. So, Pedro, I will try to help you a little bit here, right? So, if you do study on the weekend, that gives your brain more time to process the things that you're understanding. So, the sooner you start to study, the better. It's just ineffective if you do it the day of, because it doesn't give your brain the chance to process it. However, if you give it a lot of time to process, right? You study on Saturday, you think about it Saturday night, you learn something new on Sunday, you think about it Sunday night, you get to process all of that over several nights, which helps you remember things and helps you learn stuff. But cramming the day of is just ineffective. So, in a way, no.
consciousness, where you'll learn what your brain really looks like on drugs and whether you can actually hypnotize.
Wait, why are we talking about
Your
drugs?
dreams are not far. Next week, we're looking at
Oh, that's next week. I was like, wait, what? I'm lost here.
states of consciousness, where you'll learn what your brain really looks like on drugs and whether you can actually hypnotize someone to do your evil bidding. Or just act like a chicken. For now, if you stayed awake during this episode, you learned about the 4 stages of sleep and REM 1, 2, and 3, and REM
Yeah.
itself, as well as some of the major theories for the psychological purpose of dreaming, including information processing, physiological function, cognitive development, and neural activity models. Thanks for watching, especially to all of our Subbable subscribers who make this whole channel.
You're welcome, Hank. Thank you. Hank Green is a blessing. And having a basic understanding of the notes while I'm taking them, then flipping a mental coin on. Watched the study the night before, and did you? Study for several days, I wouldn't say non-stop, but maximize both my time. My brain can process stuff in the subjects I can study. Okay, alright, yeah. I see the indicator there. Okay.
Holy shit. Oh, I'm losing.
Thank you for the follow. Welcome. Hank, our beloved. I know, we love Hank. Hank Green is amazing. Also, his TikTok is great. People make fun of my profile picture. What do you think of it? It's probably something to make fun of. I'm not gonna check it, but we'll let anybody in chat, if they want to look at it, that they can enjoy it if they would so choose. But yeah, Hank Green, amazing TikTok account. Amazing. Cause he's educational. And you don't find a lot of that on TikTok. So very cool stuff. I forgot what I was gonna say. Do we want to watch another video? Is there, oh wait, no, this is what I want to ask. Is there anything specific that you guys are wondering about dreams that we can learn together? Papega chat, you are correct. I agree. Yes. What are you wondering, Star? What can we go look into and learn more about? I'm gonna bring the music back. Bring the beat back. We love Luke Combs. Oh Lord, when it rains, it pours. Okay. Why do I have one frame dreams of a digital clock and it's never the right time? Clocks in dreams is always interesting to me. Why? OBS, hello? Okay, we're back. One frame dreams of a digital clock. Well, there's a thing that I heard, and I've never done research into it, but it says something about not being able to actually like read and process things in your dreams. So it's interesting. Are you sure that there are dreams, or are you just this is really hard to say. It's probably not lucid dreaming because it's really hard to lucid dream on accident. When I gave her a call. Mention that dreams don't really mean anything if they're just thrown in the wild and you don't have lots of context. It's up to you. It's up to what you believe. Because there are several different theories, hypotheses that you can read into and understand and decide which one you believe. But sometimes there are some minor themes that could be happening. You could be getting chased, you could be a centaur being chased by several dragons, right? You can have dreams of D&D, but maybe it's not going to actually happen in your real life, or maybe you feel like you're being chased by something and that maybe time is creeping up on you, or maybe, maybe those dragons symbolize something. Being chased dreams are very common because people are really stressed about things, so that makes a lot of sense. But 100% positive they are dreams. I do recall them happening around the start of online school. That's really interesting. So you say it's never the right time. Is it ever the same time? If that makes sense. Like, did you dream of the same time every time, or was it something different? What was the wolf dream when I was 8 about, and why do I still cry when I think about it? Well, since you had it when you were 8, you're probably feeling the same way about it as you did back then, and how it made you feel must be, maybe have you tried reimagining the dream? Have you tried rewriting the narrative for it, or trying to process and understand what actually happened in it, or are you just remembering it for what it was? Because you have a different consciousness now than you did before. I mean, you're still the same person. It's just the way that you process and understand things is a lot different since it's been almost 10 years, right? You can think about it. I don't know. I don't know why it still makes you cry. Maybe it was just an emotional time for you. You got to think about what was happening in your life when you had that dream too. It happened after that. Yes, because it was around online school. Never the same time, but around the same time. Yeah, that's really interesting. Pretty sure it had to do with my schedule. That makes sense. I was gonna ask you if it had anything to do with like when you would wake up for school, when you'd start school, stuff like that. How do you know it wasn't the right time though? That's my question. Excuse me. Don't say almost 10 years, I'm not that old. It's almost 10 years, Josh. It's almost been 10. Regardless, you're still kind of in that same, or is in a different stage of consciousness. So, my bad. Only thing that was happening then was the same thing that's happening now. Okay, maybe, I don't know. If I knew more about the dream, then I would love to try to give you my own interpretation of it. But that would also require you to share with me the things that were happening in your life at the time, because that kind of helps explain it a lot. Hey Todd, you missed like all of the educational part, but if you're interested in seeing the things that I talked about, you can look here and learn. Anyways, oh wait, I can focus. Also, J-Chat, you're right. When I used to dream a few times about dating when I was single, even though I've only read one person, I really only remember 2 of them somewhat vividly. Interesting. Wall of text. Yes, hold on. Let me fix the focus so that you guys, if you are interested in seeing the things that I wrote down. I talked about all of them, but am I dragging the focus thing? I'm not. Okay, where's the focus thing? Oh my god. There. Is that focused? It looks focused. You can't really read the top of it, but tonight. Alright, I'll change the wording so it doesn't look the same as yours. Good one. I actually already changed the wording of it too. That's very funny. Get pause and read. Oh, I read it all to you guys already. I was just showing it to Todd because he missed the whole stream. Up and keep the beat up, let's drop the beat down. It's my party dance if I want to. Because my schedule required me waking up before 8. I was used to 6. Didn't have an alarm. Times were always 5:30 to 7, which was the red zone for me. Shut up to check the time. In reality, it was like 3 a.m. Gotcha. Okay. Every time I got debated. Yeah, that's happened to me before. I've actually dreamt of my alarm going off and it wasn't actually going off. I mean, it could have been going off and I just don't recall. See, I have this thing. I don't know if there's any sort of diagnosis to it or if it's just me being stupid, but I wouldn't say stupid, but weird. Where like I have these things where like I will dream of my alarm going off and maybe it actually is going off and I will turn it off, but I will not remember waking up and turning it off. In reference to a couple of my tweets in the past, couple months, I have said I apologize for anybody that I messaged between the hours of whatever and whatever because I do not remember waking up and messaging people. It just happens. And the messages make sense for the most part. I've probably sent a text here and there that makes 0 sense. And you're right, I have done it. I say you're right to myself. I have sent nonsensical texts, but most of them actually make sense in the context, and they're also spelled properly, and they make grammatical sense, all of that. But I don't remember doing it. And I don't know if I'm conscious when I'm doing it, or if I'm just, just on autopilot and just sending it. But it happens. I don't know. I can't tell you why everything happens. I wish I knew. I wish I understood completely, but maybe I could take a class on dreams. I think that would be super cool. All that went on was me moving into a new house, moving in with my stepdad, and the start of my almost 10 years of low-key breaking the law by skipping the required visits to my... Okay. Only thing that's changed is the location I'm in. And you still think the dream is sad. And I don't remember if you said that you have tried thinking about it in a different way or trying to interpret it more, but I don't know. I hate when it does like, yeah. Dreaming of the alarm is so dumb. I agree. I hate it. I have zero idea if it's sad, but I cry when I think about it. So you don't know if it's sad, but you cry when you think about it. How do you not know if it's sad if you're okay, can you try to think about it and instead of thinking of what's happening, try to find a deeper meaning of what's happening and see if that tells you? I don't want to make you cry because I feel like that would suck. But maybe next time you find yourself thinking about it, actually try to understand what is sad about it or what could potentially be making you cry. Maybe it is a happy memory if you have the consciousness to think about it. Let's see. We only kind of touched on it in the falling thing, but can you touch more on the hugging pets in dreams and then being blankets or pillows? Are they like the same thing? I'm pretty sure. Okay. This also happens with partners and things, but we'll go look into it a little bit more because I don't think I can confidently answer that question. It reminds me of the time I dreamt of raising my hand. I woke up with my dream up, or with my dream up. Woke up with my hand up. Her mind. It's not a deeper meaning, I don't think. It's just a wolf living and dying. Okay. I don't know why you think of it often then. I don't know why you cry about it. Okay, that's not what I was searching for. This is a robbery. Put your dreams up. This is a dream robbery. I don't care about Zillow. I didn't type Zillow. I typed pillow. Why? No, that's not what I want to look up. I want to see why do we act some of our dreams. No, dream movements translate to real life. Thank you. That's what I wanted. I had a road trip dream where I had control of the car and I had that one while passed out, doped mid-surgery. Cool. I wish I could remember the dreams I had when I was getting my wisdom teeth out, but I don't recall them, like, in the slightest. Like a time bomb. Ooh, are they saying that it's lucid dreaming? Past tipsy at 11:45, man, I don't have plenty. Countdown's all when the first beer hits me. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, too many. I think of it often, but when I do waterworks, gotcha. That's interesting. I don't know. The dream I think of a lot is the one in which I was green. Oh, interesting. Okay, is that a good dream for you, Corey? And do you redream it or do you just think about it sometimes? Had a dream Emmy threw me out of the back of a car. Was the car moving? It's like a time bomb. Guess I can call the road trip one a lucid dream. Were you in control? Like, were you actively being like, oh my god, I'm in a dream. Okay, I'm gonna do this now. Because that's lucid dreaming. Y'all ever just green? I guess Corey does, yeah. Yeah? Was that a time where you felt that Emmy was, oh wow, that Emmy was being particularly difficult? I gotta quit, won't stop till I get to the bottom of this. This is the only dream I can remember in my not almost 18 years old. Ah, gotcha, Really little, I sometimes had dreams in which I knew other people with my legal name, and they were all dudes. Huh. Oh. Oh, there you go, Corey. Interesting. Like 4 to 5. Okay. From like 5 we've been new. You're not 5, my friend. Man, I've had dreams. There was a time where Brad claimed that we had the same dream. He's like, Hunter, you dreamed about this? It was, oh my god, it was after watching a particularly scarring movie. What was it called? It was like Super Gator or something, and it was just about a very large alligator and people swimming. I don't know if it was a pond, a lake, a pool, I don't know. But Brad and I watched it one day, and had dreams about it later, but Brad claimed that we had the exact same dream, and he was like, hey, Andrew, you dream about Super Gator last night? I'm like, yeah, I did. It was scary. Blah, 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 blah. He's like, oh my god, no way, me too. Did you see blah, blah, blah? And I was like, yeah, I did see that. I probably didn't, but I was just trying to fill in the blanks. So then he's like, no way, me too. I was like, yeah, blah, 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 blah. He's like, blah, 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 too. So that was a while ago. I mean, yes, I had control of where I could go with the car and how fast I could go with it, but if I tried to do any sort of movement, such as getting out of the car, trying to look in the mirrors, I couldn't. Mirrors are very interesting in dreams, so that's interesting you bring that up. Is it lucid? Kind of want to say half lucid, but not. It's either lucid or not, I think, for the most part. As long as you're conscious and aware that you are dreaming and you are capable of controlling practically everything, you know, you can summon Obama in your dream if you're lucid dreaming. I don't know if half lucid dreams exist, but I'm pretty sure it's lucid or not. I'm not sure if it's too much of a spectrum or not. Had another dream where she pushed me out of a hole. Like, helped you or hurt you in that dream? There you go, Corey. That's why dreams are so interesting. Summon Obama. So, I mean, you can summon Obama if you lucid dream. If you do it the right way, you can do it. I've never lucid dreamed because I'm terrified of doing so. Mostly because I'm scared of the dark, and it requires you to shut off some parts of your body, but keep the rest of it going. And the fact that, you know, maybe you will open your eyes in the dark and I'd be alone, that's not a vibe. And if I'm going to lucid dream, it will be with people in the room with me. So if I am to lucid dream, it will be in Vegas, if anything. And I don't know if I will do that because I'm pretty sure it can cause some sleep issues. Summon Obama in attack mode. He attack your hit point. No! Yeah, Corey. It's very, very interesting. Vertical tunnel. It was a very large hole and also led to the void, and she pushed me in. Oh, what the heck? Do you feel victimized by Emmy? You don't have to answer that question. You can keep it to yourself, but that I don't know if that has any meaning or not, or if it's just a dream. That's why it's up to you to decide if you believe dreams truly have a meaning or if they don't. It's gonna dark past when you're a kid gang. Yeah. I've never seen Yu-Gi-Oh! Juice. Oh my god. I've told you, I've almost called you Juice so many times, and I finally did it. Josh, yes. I've never seen Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I see the J, and I'm like, okay, I know that means Josh. Josh derogatory. You know, it's weird because sometimes I have streams where most of the chat is people who, like, I refer to them by their screen name or whatever, you know, like Pedro's Pedro to me. But other times I have streams where it's like Ethan and Todd and Sim, right? Their screen names are not what I call them. So sometimes it's difficult, Josh, okay? Because you're in the crowd right now. You're in the stream chat of people who I don't change their name when I refer to them. So I just got a little bit confused. Okay. So let's go read about the acting out your dreams unintentionally. Okay, so that was not what I was looking for. Why acting out your dreams can turn into... Wait. Acting out your dreams turns into a nightmare. That sounds like it's not what we're looking for. I only call Star because I can't pronounce her name reliably. Gotcha. Today you decided it's Connor time. Well, yeah. Well, the beginning of the stream I did. Not anymore. I've decided to change it. Sorry. So we can take the world back, say a heart attack, one maniac at a time, we will take it back. Time goes on when you're waiting for the song to start, something's unknown to the beat of your heart. Hey, young blood. RBD? RBD, not the pop group. Oh, it's REM behavior disorder. Parasomnia characterized by dream enactment behaviors that emerge during a loss of REM sleep atonia. RBD dream enactment ranges in severity from benign hand gestures to violent thrashing, punching, and kicking. She just transed my gender. Oh my god. You know? No. But that's a funny phrase. I think, yeah, that's funny. The action word for trans, yeah? Beat of your heart. I would like an educational website to inform me of RBD, actually. Yeah! Thank you. Let's see. This was a test. Or an experiment, my bad. Recurrent dream enactment with excessive motor activity is now recognized to be a manifestation of Parkinson's disease, multiple system atrophy, and dementia with Lewy bodies. In some patients, RBD precedes the development of these neurodegenerative syndromes. It's a noun, verb, and adjective. Yay! You might be shaking soon. Why? Because I raise my hands. I don't thrash often, but it is very interesting to read this because I do sometimes react. But I think this is more so in terms of violent reactions. But we'll read into it. Reported that nearly 40% of patients with isolated idiopathic RBD later went on to develop a Parkinsonian disorder after a mean of 12.7 years. Typical mean intervals from RBD to around a decade. I could not say Parkinsonian. That was just terrible. You just got gnomed, but it's you just got trans. Yeah, you guys are scaring me. Let's see. Like a phoenix. I forget what all of these mean. So this is just an experiment, so it's not gonna be too informative for us. Oh, here's the website that's actually planning a clinical trial. Interesting. Actively recruiting individuals with RBD to participate. Okay, interesting. So RBD is treatable, and they won't always develop Parkinson's or dementia. An iceberg is a suitable analogy for RBD because the symptoms of RBD may indicate a hidden I can't say that word. Let's look. Here's the iceberg. So above the water is symptoms. Below the surface is hidden prodromal synucleinopathy. I cannot read a majority of these terms, and that happens in psychology, in any psychology sense or medical sense. I cannot read these words. Oh my god. Shared purpose of planning for a clinical trial. Interesting. Well, want to see if I can pronounce it? Okay, I'll give you both words that I had a hard time saying. Oops, paste. Oh, we'll just go listen to it. English to Spanish translation time. Okay, ready? Oh, I have it muted.
Synucleinopathy.
That's the Spanish version, sorry.
Prodromal synucleinopathy. Prodromal synucleinopathy.
Synucleinopathy. Prodromal synucleinopathy. Noted. Will I remember it in 5 minutes? No, probably not. I'll have to sleep on it. Okay, this is the one I was on. I have to pee. I really have to go to the bathroom. I'll be right back, my friends. Enjoy the tunes. I'm gonna run an ad so I don't have pre-rolls, so if you're not subscribed, I apologize, but I will be back in a short moment. Alright, BRB. My heart is like a stallion, and they love it more when it's broken. Do you wanna feel beautiful? Do you wanna, yeah. I'm outside the door, invite me in, so we can go back and play pretend. I'm a mess. Tonight I'm high as a burning jet, cause I don't know when you're going, but do you? Okay, hey guys. Welcome back, by the way, thanks. But I don't think I'm coming home, and I'll say, tomorrow if I don't wake up dead. Nice try. Starting. You didn't put the HTTPS at the beginning of the link star. Okay. I really want to learn more about RBD, actually. That sounds very, very, very interesting. Say yeah. Let's be alone together. We can stay young forever. You'll stay young, young, young. So, during the REM phase of sleep, oh my god, is the music loud? I forgot to turn it down like a lot. God, I love this song though. Okay. So, during the REM phase of sleep, the muscles in the body usually enter a state of temporary paralysis. In a person with RBD, this paralysis is incomplete or even completely absent. So the person acts out their dreams, sometimes in dramatic or violent ways. The lack of temporary muscle paralysis causes sleepers with RBD to become physically agitated, actively move their limbs, leave the bed, and engage in other actions linked to being awake. So that's also another cause for sleepwalking, I'm assuming, as it has to do with RBD. The risk of violent movement is higher if the person's having an aggressive or frightening dream. If the person wakes up, they may remember their dream but have no idea that they engaged in any movement. Interesting. An episode can occur with each REM phase, making around 4 per night. They may only occur once a week or even once a month in rare cases. The episodes tend to occur towards the morning hours when REM sleep is more frequent. You're right, Zach. They do be, we do be like that. I'm not gonna diagnose myself with RBD, but I will say that I do move in my sleep. Well, never mind. I'm also still not going to self-diagnose, but it is very important that we mention talking. I sleep talk, and I used to do it a lot as a child and a young teen. So that is a clear ability to recall dreams on waking. Okay, well, to further expand on the sleep talking thing, I don't know that I do it often anymore, but I know that back when I was talked more in her sleep than she did to people. Yeah. When I was young, specifically when I was in hotel rooms, so I was with my entire family, we were sleeping. My dad would wake up and go to the bathroom, or just wake up in the middle of the night, you know, not to any sound, there's nothing that wakes him up, he just kind of, you know, his body says, hey, I gotta wake up, go to the bathroom type beat, right? So I would not be conscious in him waking up, but I would talk to him, and he would tell me this. I never personally, you know, experienced it. I mean, I did, but not consciously. So I wasn't aware that I sleep talked until my dad told me that I did. And so I would apparently threaten him when I was sleeping and tell him, you can't do that. You can't get out of bed. You need to be sleeping right now type beat, right? I don't know that I do that anymore. I don't think that I do because I have had several sleepovers with people in this time, and not once have I been told, hey, Hunter, why did you threaten to kill me last night? But also I haven't asked them. So maybe I have been talking to them and they thought that I was awake and talking to them, but I wasn't. So, I wouldn't say that. But that's super interesting. Let's see. A partner or other people sharing the bed may raise concern about these behaviors on waking. Yeah. About 38% of people with RBD might develop other neurological diseases such as Parkinson's, Lewy body dementia, or multiple systems atrophy, which is what we mentioned before. Sometimes RBD can occur 50 years prior to symptoms of other neurological diseases. People who experience it may later develop more serious cognitive, emotional, and neurological problems, including apathy, lower scores in attention, cognitive issues, problems with executive function, and anxiety. And we don't know the cause of it, but they think that it could be due to medications or drug withdrawal, which is neither for me, so... Evidence has linked RBD with PTSD, and this sleep issue can occur in people who have recently experienced trauma. For an accurate diagnosis, doctors at a dedicated sleep center with experience in dealing with parasomnias can examine a person who has symptoms of RBD. May order a sleep study to test for RBD or other sleep disorders, such as sleep apnea. During a sleep study, the person will stay in a specialized facility throughout the night. Interesting. Did we move to town of Salem? People around here saying they got RB'd? This do be a Pepega phone moment. It's just a Pepega megaphone. It's just Pepega phone. I got it. Let's go. But I'm not saying RB'd. I'm saying RBD. It's different. Treatment for RBD is usually successful. Managing the condition often involves prescribed medication and by adapting sleep habits. So there's medication. Ruth Bader Ginsburg. What is it called? Or what does it stand for? Ah! Huh. Staring, honey, try to move your feet. So I pressed home and I was clicking on scenes and it went to my starting soon screen. They even looking at you, baby. They looking at me. We love Sabrina Carpenter in this household. And if we had to choose between Olivia Rodrigo and Sabrina Carpenter, we would choose Sabrina Carpenter. But we won't have to choose. With the bangers today, absolutely. Basically, too many meds made the monk go mad when he too many meds make the monk go mad when he dreams. I guess, yeah. Sabrina Carpenter every time, absolutely. All Olivias? I don't know too many Olivias, so. Oh, Todd, RBD is REM sleep behavior disorder. With the sleep is silent. It's REM behavior disorder. That's what it stands for. And to further explain what it is, it's basically reenacting your dreams throughout your sleep, as well as sleep talking, sleepwalking, violently thrashing through your sleep, punching, kicking, stuff like that. But you do need to get a clinical diagnosis for it. If you want. Well, I don't know if you need. It's prescribed medication, so you probably need an official diagnosis. New 3 Olivia's all drastically different looking, but the same. The sleep is silent. Apparently it's not. True! Good one. Looking at you. I wonder if it's genetic. I don't think it is. They didn't say that it's genetic. But they also don't know the cause of it. So it could be genetic. I doubt it. But it's possible, I guess. Are the movements involved may grow more violent over time. Treatment is important as it can prevent injuries during the night time. Medication can help to control symptoms. There are usually no complications. Okay, cool. If anybody wants to, oh wait, hold on. Let me go back to the top of the thing so nobody's getting a specific redirect, but if anybody wants to read more about it, that's the article that I was looking at. But there are other more educational resources on it, such as this one, which I was reading from earlier, but that's more of an experiment that was done. So if you're interested, there are your sources. I'm gonna continue citing my sources so that you guys know where I'm getting my information from. And I'm not all by myself. Josh, okay. Is there anything else you guys want to learn about? We can talk about dreaming. We can do dream interpretation. We can do whatever. That domain list is long. It is. You're right. We love it though. We love it. Exactly. Feeling pain in dreams. So, are you referring to, do you feel like physical pain or do you think that you're feeling pain? Like, do you wake up feeling pain? Because, I mean, at least the personal example would be one time I was fighting somebody and I woke up and my hand hurt, but it was because I had hit it on my headrest. So, that could be, RBD gang, potential RBD gang. Doesn't happen 100% of the time. Yes, I understand that. Has death been covered in dreams? No, not yet. What does it mean when my comfort streamers come up in my dreams and I'm on a trip with them and having fun? It just means that you're consuming a lot of their content throughout the day and your brain is trying to process that. You also could have been thinking throughout the day, you could have been thinking of going on vacation, and it just kind of combined the two. I wouldn't say it really has any deeper meaning other than that. But that's, again, all the things that I'm saying in terms of interpretation is completely up to you guys, and you don't have to agree with me in any way, but that is my assumption. I've heard that you can't die in your dreams / you immediately wake up, but I've heard otherwise. Well, people can dream of the afterlife for sure, for sure. Died and went to dream heaven. Exactly. So it's just everybody's different, I think. It was a fun dream, love that one. Oh yeah. I've had some interesting dreams. I had some dream, I think it was after I played Rainbow. I had a dream where I went to Mexico, I think with Todd, Chummy. I don't know if Roger was there, but I guarantee you that Chummy was there. I wrote it down in my notes actually, so I can go look it up. I told Todd about it when it happened. It was a little bit ago. So here's exactly what I wrote down, okay? Got a nice place in Mexico with Todd, Chummy, and my mom. Todd and I got the cheaper but better one. Chummy got the expensive alright one isk, where my mom was. So, if anybody wants to read this, hold on, let me get my focus thing ready so that you can actually read it. So, ignore how greasy my phone is. Whatever that means. No, that's not what that dream. No, that's not it. Had a dream about a road trip with you. Where did we go? Oh, wait, it was you driving. I think there might have been someone in the passenger seat and I just woken up in the back laying down fully without a seatbelt on. Where were we going? Did you know? Yes, I remember you telling me about that, Pedro. Constantly confused by the concept of comfort streamers because I don't consume enough content to have one. The same for comfort YouTubers and a lot of them. And one day I saw Hunter stream and thought, so like the opposite of that feeling I have now. Oh, I have to read that again. Josh, you're confusing me today. I don't know if this is you insulting me or complimenting me. Or neither. Okay, it was an insult. Thanks, Josh. Yeah. Comfort streamers, I would say I've had one comfort streamer in my life, and that was Call Me Carson. To which was ruined promptly by some person in the chat. But yeah, comfort streamers are pretty cool. It's just a little scary once you grow a reliance on them. But that's up to you to kind of put that barrier between yourselves. So either didn't come up or don't remember. Gotcha. So in terms of feeling pain in dreams, I mean, I think that could have something to do with RBD, but it also couldn't. It could just be coincidence. Could be getting bit by a bug or something. I have woken up before and my foot was asleep and I had issues in my dream with my feet. So I think it's your brain is kind of moving towards consciousness. It's trying to process the things that are happening on your body. And if you are getting hurt, then you're dreaming of getting hurt. And if you're hearing your alarm going off, but you dream of your alarm going off, it's probably your brain processing what's happening to your body and what is going on. So I'm going to assume that it's because of things that have already happened to you, and it's not you getting hurt is not a result of the dream, but the dream is a result of you getting hurt, if that makes sense. I will look up death in dreams, and I'm going to get rid of the word meaning, so that we don't get some random, oh, this is what it means when you dream about death. I think Jay Slut was my comfort streamer at some point because he streamed pretty often in 2019. Yeah. RBD, I think. Let's see. Dreams help the dying to let go. Okay, that's not what we're looking at. That's not what we're looking for. Images of the dead in dreams. No. Death and dreams in a time of plague. No. Let's try dreaming of death. I'm dying now. No. I'm gonna look up can you dream of death. Speaking from personal experience, once you've died, the body, that's not what we're looking for. Wait. Speaking from personal experience, once you've died, the body completely non-functional, then you will not dream, but will find yourself very much awake. Speaking from personal experience, is this person dead and writing this? They must be dead. Josh, watch yourself, buddy. A ghostwriter, apparently 6 feet under with the laptop and the internet. Can dying in a dream really cause you to die in real life? That's not how it works. What does it mean when you dream about death? Thank you. This website does not look like it will inform me at all, but we're gonna read it anyways. According to Freud, if you feel no sorrow in the sequence, it might just mean you miss the person. That's not what we're looking at.
Holy shit.
Thank you for the follow. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Freud's theories didn't exactly age well. Well, you know, what's up? Not much. What about you, my friend? If you die in a dream, will you also die in real life? No. You dream about someone dying, what does it mean? I don't know. Oh, someone in Reddit. Oh, on Reddit, on r/shower thoughts says the reason you wake up after dying in a dream is because your brain doesn't know what happens after death. Someone replied, but I spent an entire dream being a ghost once. I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. Page is gonna end. Best regards, sending We're subreddit. I love shower thoughts. They're so funny to me. Don't think Reddit is your best source. I'm not relying on that. I'm still gonna keep looking, don't worry. What does it mean if a loved one dies in your dream? No. If you die in your dream, do you wake up? What does it mean when you dream about your own death? Yeah, we can look at that. I don't want a symbolic meaning. So, can we just cut that out? We'll see if somebody cited their sources. Usually people on Quora, when they are answering psych questions, they cite their sources, so we'll see this. You do die IRL? Then how are people still alive after dreaming of death? What does it mean if you die in your dream? Do not worry, blah, 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 blah. Okay, none of this helps. And don't say goodnight. Sky. Tomorrow. Dream about dying? A dream expert tells us what this means. Let's see. How do you become a dream expert? Lori Lowenberg. Okay. Can assure you it does not mean you or the person you dreamed about is going to meet their untimely demise anytime soon. When reality, death is the end to life. To the subconscious dreaming mind, death is the end of life as you now know it. The dream often means something within you, or your life is changing or ending. Dreaming. We die in a dream, we'll never wake up. Is that true? Definitely not true! I could have said that. Engineering and computer stuff subreddits can be good, but anything mainstream... that's not gonna help us. Excuse me, by the way. Seeing my own death in dream. Dreaming of your own death symbolizes inner changes, transformation, self-discovery, and positive development that is happening within you or your life. Here's your answer. It is really, really difficult to look up specifics in dreams. But dying is definitely one that's interesting to me. However, I don't really know what search terms I could use to look more into it, because you're just gonna keep getting symbolic things, whether they use the word symbolic or not. It's kind of difficult to filter those out. But some people can dream of what they think happens in the afterlife. That's people trying to process, you know, if they do die, this is probably what's gonna happen in their minds. I can't say that I've ever had a dream of the afterlife, and every time that I die in a dream, I wake up before it happens. So if someone's shooting at me, I wake up before the bullet hits me, because that's my natural instinct to kind of flee, right? Fight or flight vibes. I hit the flight button almost every time, except for when I'm in a Twitch chat. But that's, you know, beside the point. I don't really dream of Twitch too often. I have before, but it's not often enough. So I don't know. That's my dreams is usually watching someone die and being unable to save them. Yeah. And again, you can look into the dream theories and decide whether or not you want to assign some meaning to that, or if you think it's just your brain being quirky, you know? You gotta be silly sometimes, right? So personally, if I did that, I would say it's kind of a wake-up call for me, and I'm realizing that I'm not valuing this person enough, and that if their time does come soon, would I be happy with them, or not would I be happy with them going, but would I be content with what I provided with them, and would I ever feel that that was enough that I gave them? Which usually the answer is no, so I try to hold them a little bit closer for the next little bit until that feeling kind of goes away. But that's my personal way of dealing with it. Watched a friend get tortured. That one was awful. Oh yeah, I'd imagine. That one's probably gonna be a dream you remember for a while. Watching Twitch in a metro late to class. Interesting. I can't think of the most recent dream I had, but I have written down a few in my notes. So I'm gonna scroll through and try to find some. Someone to you. Okay, here's one I wrote down on September 10th, 2020 at 12:41 p.m. There are 2 paragraphs, so I'll read the first one. It's just one sentence, and it says, "My dorm was a really fancy master suite with a pool and fancy lights and a bunch of stuff." I remember this dream! Oh my god! Oh my god, I actually remember this dream. Oh, that's crazy. Just that sentence actually reminded me, like, half the time, not even half, like 90% of the time when I write something down, I will not be able to remember it. But this one was so, like, iconic to me. I can tell that in just a second. The other one is, took a rental car back to the airport and went on a cruise from the airport, and our room had 2 doors. One of the bathroom and one to the bathroom, one to the bedroom, made the shape of a U. I don't know what the shape of the U meant, but I do remember walking in that hallway in this dream and recalling the doors and all that. But I will tell you guys this dream, and it's a little bit crazy, but super, super cool. I probably talked about it when it happened. But will the VODs be the VOD? If anybody looks through VODs around September 10th, then you might be able to find me talking about it. I don't know if I ever did on stream, but I dreamt of being in a dorm, and I opened the dorm room, and or the door, and I was sharing it with other people, but they were in the common area. And then I opened my door to my room, which opened up into this humongous apartment. Like it would be like a hotel lobby of a really, really fancy hotel, right? I said hotel lobby. It would be a really, really fancy hotel lobby. And it had this giant statue, and it had a whole wall of windows and doors where you could open it and go out to the pool. You could access the pool from the inside. There's super fancy lights that you can control on the inside, and I can picture it. I can visualize it. And there's also a pool room, and I think a foosball room. Oh my god, and there were people walking through it. So it was basically a hotel lobby, but it was my dorm room. Like, when I opened the door to go to my dorm, my room in my dorm, which I will never stay in a dorm, but it opened up into this hotel lobby that I imagine as my room, which is, that's super cool that I can remember that. I'm actually really proud of my brain. Good job, Hunter. Let's see what else I can find, if anything. There's some poetry. Ready? Hold on. I'm just gonna read this one because it basically tells the entire story, and I probably don't remember anything else from it. And I'll read that up. And also, in the meantime, when I'm telling the story, if there's anything else you guys want me to look into about dreams, then let me know. If not, then I guess I will end. But yeah, okay. Kendall Jenner was opening for Brendan Urie, not Panic. She eventually ran down the sides of the floor, and I ran over and got a really strong high five from her. Kind of wild. We were sitting in the middle of the floor, maybe 3 rows back. Brendan starts performing. He sings 9 in the afternoon, gets distracted by something in the audience during Vegas Lights, and stops singing. Now I'm to the left of the stage with my mom and Jana. He starts 9 in the afternoon again, sitting on a piano this time, and realizes what he's done. He looks disappointed and walks off stage for a few seconds, and what he had done is he doesn't play piano for 9 in the afternoon. Trade Mistake starts playing, but he messes up the entrance. Again, he walks off stage for a few seconds and the song restarts. The audience laughs. The song started again and he entered at the right place, but intentionally singing off-key and voice cracks. I started to headbang to that and he noticed. He started singing towards us and we were front row. Every time it said you, we pointed at each other. He walked to the edge of the stage where we were eye level with him when he says, Sentimental boy is my nom de plume. I don't recall what he said to us in between verses, but I think it was something along the lines of "for you ladies." Feels like a no, but seriously imagine it copy pasta. But yeah, that was the dream I had, and that was, when was that? That was July 5th, 2019. Really? That was 2019? I definitely thought that happened last year. That's crazy. So that was 2 years ago. And I love seeing the times that these were written at, because that one was written at 1:08 p.m., which my sleep schedule was messed up in 2019, and it was also messed up in 2020, so it's super cool. It's also messed up now. I couldn't fall asleep until 5 a.m. this morning, so. Found the OG Tumblr of that post. That is almost all of their what? For what? Anyways, there you guys go. I've been pinged twice. Oh, thank you. Asking about if they regret it. Regret what? Oh, no, but seriously, imagine. Okay. Anyways, if we don't have any more things to look into for dreams, then I guess that will be it. But if you guys do find yourselves having any dreams that you want to share at some point, I will be revisiting dream theory and stuff at some point in the future. Maybe I'll do dream interpretation things sometimes if we're feeling it. Once you guys, gather up enough dreams to share with me, then I can try my best to say what I think they mean. And maybe get those creative juices flowing for you to also try to interpret what they mean. But in the meantime, I will be ending my stream. Tomorrow I will be streaming viewer games, probably Jackbox, so look forward to that. Hopefully it will not be a super late stream, but I am busy in the morning and afternoon, so it will probably happen 4 or 5 o'clock maybe. But I will not make any promises because I don't know what my family's doing. It's a completely family-based experience tomorrow for me, so it's completely up to them what happens. So I will let you guys know when I go live, of course, but it will be Jackbox, so prepare yourselves for that. Sunday is going to be a late stream because I have D&D, and I will probably be joining D&D late because, again, it is a very busy day for me on Sunday morning. So, Sunday morning, rain is falling. Okay. Yeah. Okay, gotcha, Pedro, and gotcha, Corey. Whatever you please, but I will be ending my stream now. So thank you guys for coming out. I appreciate you very much. Tell us how much you love me from Because I'm not going to rate anybody. We're just going to say goodnight. Don't say goodnight with the stars in the sky. Let's wait till tomorrow paints the sun across the night. See you guys.